Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blogs today. So let's get to it. I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all. All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It was like you could hear it all throughout the store. This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, rock stars, how y'all doing? How y'all living? Hope you guys' Memorial Day weekend was great. Mine was pretty good. It was pretty quiet. Actually, Monday didn't do much of anything. I talked Joe into treating for Juicy Crab since Mr. and Jada are still gone, child. So we ain't been cooking or nothing in that house. Yesterday, if you guys followed me on Instagram, you guys saw that Joe actually got a hair up his ass and decided to cook him some breakfast. That boy is allergic to anything that takes any type of he is so lazy when it comes to the kitchen, child. He don't want to cook or nothing. So, and we all are kind of spoiled because Mr. is the one that does the cooking around there. I ain't cooking for no grown ass people no more. But it was a great weekend. Saturday we did go shopping. You know, Joe is moving and he need to get furniture, beds, and the such. So we went out and had a fine time spending his money. Okay, always good. But other than that, it was a pretty quiet weekend. Pretty quiet. I'm enjoying my office, my soft room, if you will. Also, I did post just a little snippet, just a little peek-see at the progress of the office, you know. So if y'all want to go see that on Instagram, you are welcome to it. Anyway, there were some things that did happen over the weekend, and I was just like, Roxanne, you ain't jumping on camera for none of Nicki Minaj's antics, okay? Because child, you know, she can get the people riled up, even though in this case, well, I'll let you guys be the judge. So you guys know that Nicki's been having some pretty good things have been happening to her. You know, we know that she is on the second leg of her tour, the international leg of her tour, the Pink Friday 2 tour. And it was such a successful tour here in the United States that she actually just announced that she is going to do a second round of tour dates here in the States because the first leg went so well, okay? We also just found out that she got her second diamond for the song Bang Bang, which originally came out in 2014. That was the song that she had with Ariana Grande. You guys remember that song? She got her second diamond award for that. That is great. That is not something that is easily done. I mean, that song came out in 2014. She's just now getting the diamond. Some people never reach that, okay? And to be able to say that's your second one, yeah, certified A-list rapper Nicki Minaj is. But yet and still, you guys, it'd be a whole lot with Nicki sometimes. And listen, everything is not a top of the blogs extra. Everything is not a top of the blogs extra. I know everybody, whenever anything jumps, you know, or drops, you guys are like, Roxanne, you got to do the top of the blogs extra. You got to, no, not everything. Okay. Just because, you know, sometimes things can be fantastic when it comes to Nicki. Now, like I said, I'm gonna let you be the judge. So she's over in the international leg. She was in Manchester, England. She was supposed to have a concert date that evening. Apparently, when she was leaving the Netherlands, she was accosted, if you will, by the police there, the security in the airport, and they immediately took her bags, which she was not happy with. And she, in turn, immediately went on to social media, went on live, and recorded her reaction. I'm sorry, her recorded her, child, you be trying to use the words, child, her going back and forth with the Dutch police over there. I think it was Dutch. And so basically, she went on live and she showed that a man was trying to explain to her why they took the bags of hers. Apparently, she said that when she got there, they immediately took her bags. She was not able to be with her bags any longer, okay? And apparently when they rifled through her bags, checked her bags or whatnot, they found what they are calling soft drugs. Okay, now soft drugs, the definition, I guess, of soft drugs would be marijuana, hash, I guess marijuana oil, you know, that type of thing. Not hard drugs, no heroin, no cocaine, no meth, no, all the other heavy type drugs that some rappers are known for. That is not what the case was here. I think they said that she had some pre-rolled joints in her bag. And I have heard a few different explanations. Some people said that she had pre-rolled joints, but they were not hers, that they were her security. I don't know why her, security would have they pre-rolled joints in her bag. Okay, why can't security have pre-rolled joints in their bags, considering she's the star? Seems like you wouldn't even want to do anything like, child, I don't know. Okay, but then when I had heard the story, it was Saturday evening because, again, I wasn't really on, I was out that day. And so when I had read everything, I was like, this is confusing, because isn't marijuana legal in Amsterdam? I've seen plenty of videos, and I've known plenty of people that actually have traveled over there. And one of the better things about Amsterdam is that weed was legal way before, we was talking about legalizing marijuana here in the States. That people love the fact that they can go there and smoke freely. So I was confused about it. But let me tell you why the people did arrest her, because that's what ended up happening. But over there in Amsterdam, even though it is legal to smoke marijuana there, it is not legal to carry drugs across the countries. You cannot take the drug to another country. I guess even if the damn drug is legal in the other country, you just cannot do it. It's the same with, I'm assuming, here in the States. Different states have different laws when it comes to marijuana. For instance, you can fly out of Los Angeles with marijuana in your bag and everything. However, you might have some issue if you get to Atlanta, where it is not legal. If they choose to check your bag, or if the drug sniffing dogs run by your bag and they smell that you have marijuana in there, then you're gonna have a problem. So you have to know the lays of the land, the laws of the land that you are in. You have to know whether or not these things are legal. To me, it just seemed like maybe she just did not realize it, thought because it's legal and she's just going, from place to place, and maybe even forgetting about it, or assuming that it's legal in other places. Maybe the joints was just placed in there and forgotten about. Yet and still, it was a big production, because, like I said, they took her bags. She wasn't with her bags. Nicki is convinced that the powers that be, the people that matter, the ones that have big buku money, are out to sabotage her career. I don't know if that is true or false. I don't know why they would want to sabotage Nicki Minaj's career. But, as the days go on and things happen out here in this world, I guess you just can't never really know who is for and who is against people anymore. So, yeah, she recorded the exchange when the man was trying to explain to her that they took the bag, that she was like, I don't even have my bags. I don't know what you guys did with my bags. You took them. Long story short, they ended up arresting her. She went and apparently sat in jail for 5 to 6 hours while her lawyer team and her people tried to, get everything straight, which they were able to do. But it took about 5-6 hours. They ended up fining her a 350 euros charge or something like that. It comes up to, about $300 and something here in the United States. And they said that she was free to go on her way. To me, this was great publicity for the tour, because people, a lot of Nicki's fans believe that she is always targeted, and always somebody is trying to hinder her or do something to her. So this was great. This was just like another one of those times where she could say, see, I told you, somebody else is after me. This ain't fair. It's always somebody trying to sabotage. Child, I don't know what to say about it. Okay, it is strange that they took her bags immediately, that she wasn't able to see her bags anymore. You do see when you go to the airport, a lot of times they will say, make sure you keep your eye on your bag, stay with your bag. So yeah, all I got to say to it is I know it's some damn cameras around there. Okay, let's pull out these cameras and let's see who actually got to her bag, who was able to look through her bag, and let's make sure that somebody didn't have no slippery fingers and, you know, went on and put that them pre-rolled joints in her bag. Now, pre-rolled joints, at the end of the day, that's not no big deal. All right, I don't know why they don't just fucking legalize marijuana every damn where at this point, but it's not legal, and I know. But so she's not going to serve no hard time, at least not in Amsterdam. She better be glad she wasn't over there in the Soviet Union, not Soviet Union anymore, over there in Russia, okay? Because we saw what happened to Brittany Griner. They was not playing, even over that little bitty 2 little cartridges of, you know, the oil. So the pre-rolled joints, honey, she would have probably been in jail for a good little minute there, you know, until they could try to get her out of there. So yeah, I just need for everybody to know the lay and the laws of the land. All right, you just need to know those things, because you cannot. And listen, we ain't Nicki Minaj, so you take your ass over there and do some shit like that, you best believe you're gonna end up in jail, and you're gonna have a whole lot of problems. Okay, and you're gonna hope that the embassy can get the shit straight for you. Okay, so it's good that Nicki Minaj is who she is and was able to get herself out of that. But yeah, nobody needs them kind of problems. Now, of course, she's going to make a big deal of this. All right, and she was able to continue on with her concert. However, she did have to cancel that night because, you know, bitch, I've been in jail for 5-6 fucking hours with this foolishness. So I ain't even got the energy, the gumption. They probably couldn't have sound check, all of that, you know. So it was just sort of like, she did promise the people out there that she will give them something even bigger and better. But, you know, she wasn't able to expound on that. So we don't know when she will be returning there or whatever. But she did continue on with her tour, and her tour seems to be going off without a hitch out there. And her tour looks like it's fun. It looks like it's a good time. You know, I mean, you guys would be lying if you said you didn't like some Nicki Minaj music out there, you know? So, I mean, I'm sure that the people are having a good time, and she's giving the people what they need. But yeah, just all that, I just was like, oh, Lord, what didn't happen now, Nicki, girl, what didn't happen now? Them people didn't put some damn drugs in your... Or did you guys just simply forget? Did you just simply forget that the shit was in the bag? Okay, can you fire your security who didn't remember, like, oh, remember you had them? I'm gonna need the security to think ahead and be like, oh, them pre-rolls, let me go on and take them instead of you, okay, and take them out her bag. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you believe that those pre-rolls were hers? Do you believe that somebody actually did put them in her bag to sabotage her? She, like I said, she believes that they are trying to sabotage her tour. I don't know who they are, but whoever they are, Nicki said that they are trying to make her tour unsuccessful. Do you believe that somebody is out to get her? Or is this just more of Nicki Minaj's, you know, blowing things up? Like I said, we got cameras. If she was able to post all those videos, she said that she has so much evidence of how she was done wrong, how things illegally happened to her, you know, that she was going to let her lawyers and God handle it. I know God was like, girl, leave me out of it. Shit. I know that God be working overtime with Nicki. Like, girl, what is going on now? It's just always something. It's just so much chaos all the time. And just like, girl, I just want her to be able to have her tour and have her good time, y'all. So y'all let me know what you think about that. Do you believe that, I mean, it is kind of strange that they would just take her bag. You know, like, why did you guys take it? Did they smell something? Was there a dog that sniffed it? Something? Sniffed? Was there a dog that sniffed something ahead of time and wondered what it was? Or is there something more dastardly at play here? You guys let me know. All right, and you guys, since it's time for being arrested, we can also talk about Maurice Scott. You guys, Maurice Scott from Love and Marriage Huntsville. What is going on in Huntsville? Okay, it is really just starting to be a show of felons over there. I mean, this is not a felony. Okay, I guess it could be a felony. But, oh, you know what? Is a DUI a felony? I think it is a felony, right? Maurice, now I'm just going to say this. And that's what it is. Okay, now you guys know I like Maurice and Kimmy on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Like, they were kind of like my favorite couple of the show. And more, we like Kimmy, you know, and Maurice, he seemed to be a pretty level-headed guy. I mean, when you're talking about the Scotts, you know, it's all relative, but yeah, you know, I didn't have no problem. But and I always thought that Maurice was the most sensible person of it. I mean, maybe he just got caught up. Maybe he just got caught slipping. I mean, we've all been there, okay? We can't be, I'm not proud of saying it, but I've had my times where I made some bad decisions and drove when I shouldn't be driving, and it was only the grace of God that I did make it home or wherever my destination was, okay? Now, at my big grown age, I know that I can't do that anymore. I have way too much to lose, and I ain't even got a lot of shit, okay? But the shit that I do have, I want, and I could lose it. So I'm aware of those kind of things, and I just want Maurice to understand that as well. But yeah, you guys, apparently Saturday afternoon, he was pulled over and subsequently arrested for driving under the influence. All right, now I did post on my Instagram stories the other day the picture of his mugshot, and you guys can Google it if you haven't seen it. He looks so disgusted with himself, and I know what he was thinking, because look, we already done talked about Destiny being arrested. You know, we still don't know if that's because of her old charge with her ex-husband. You know, if this is just more that has to do with that, or if this is something new that she did fraudulently. We also talked about Martell being convicted for harassing Mel with the revenge porn, basically. The two of them having sex, a video that he had. Apparently he just sent a picture, but I mean, it was a threat. Stupid. Martell's just not smart doing that, you know. And now we've got Maurice. Driving under the influence is not as, well, I don't want to say it's not as serious a charge, but you know, when you really could have killed yourself, you could have killed somebody else. Like, you got to remember all those things when you decide to get behind the wheel, you know. So yeah, he was arrested, and I know he was just like, I shouldn't have, you know. Not only was this stupid, me putting my family under this kind of scrutiny, but everybody is going to be talking about it, and this just brings more negative attention to an already negative ass show. Like, Huntsville is, I mean, it is still very much probably one of the more realistic reality shows. Like, it's probably a little bit more a peek into like the actual lives of these people. Like, some of that stuff really is happening, and you know, so Huntsville is good for that. But it's just sort of like, why? And then you are a lawyer. You're a lawyer, so you know better than this. He's not a criminal lawyer or anything, but you are acquainted with the laws, okay? And you know, I mean, anybody fucking know you can. And well, why we drunk in the middle of the day on Saturday? Like, what was you doing? Now, we do know that Funky Deneva, okay, Quentin, was out there in Huntsville this weekend celebrating the Memorial Day weekend. He had an event that was scheduled for Black, which is the cigar bar lounge that Marceau and Letitia Scott have out there. The event looked like it was wildly successful, even though Funky had a pretty difficult start, missed his flight and all that, but he got down there, and when he got down there, he was posting videos of them, and they all looked like they was having a good time. A whole bunch of yelling and screaming and singing and dancing and all that, you know, people taking pictures and videos, and all of the people, well, all the Scotts were there. Marceau's family, Maurice's family, they were all there. And so, but that was Friday night, okay? Now, I think he did have stuff scheduled all weekend, but how is it that you drunk already on Saturday afternoon, child? Like, what was you doing? Was that carried over from the night before? Like, did you decide to get up and continue on with the I ain't gonna lie, I've been there. Now, listen, I done been there in the past. Baby, we gonna make a drunk weekend out of it. But, you know, you just cannot drive anymore. You cannot do it. All right? And now, even now, it's even hard to have an excuse for it, because it's so many driving apps. It's so many places that will pick you up and take you where you need to go. You know, so you can't even say like, man, I was stranded. I know I shouldn't have did this, but I was stranded. And you know, a nigga had to just do what he had to do and pray that I was going to make it there. You can't even say nothing like that, even though that's no excuse either. But, you know, you got Lyft and Uber and all these other places, you know, and then you are on a show. I'm assuming that he's not getting paid $2,500 a show like Winter told us. You guys, it's just really too bad. Unfortunate. An embarrassment for him and Kimmy, I'm sure. You know, just because you got the people that already don't really like the Scotts, and for somebody to just be able to say, you know, oh, see, that's what you get, and not, you know, nobody need to hear all that. So I was just like, dang, Maurice, like a tough look. Okay. They said that he did end up spending the night in jail, and then he posted $500. Was it $500? I think it was $500 that he posted the next day, and he was able to be released. And I was like, you're very lucky. Okay, because you guys know, like I know, usually when you go to jail on the weekend and it's a holiday weekend, then what? You don't get out until the next business day because there's no judge around to really sign your bail information to let you go. But maybe that's not how it's done anymore. That's how it used to be, though. You know, you was sitting your ass in there till Tuesday. But he was able to get out on Sunday, and I don't know if he surfaced at any of the other celebrations and events that were scheduled out there this past weekend, but just sort of like, what is really going on out there, Carlos? And you know, Carlos is going to use this because they are recording at the same time, you know. So you best believe that it is going to show up on the show out there, and I'm sure you guys will see it. And no, I haven't been watching the show, but it's enough on the blogs. Just, nigga, you still feel like you watching it. Okay, this shit that's going on with Destiny and her ex-boyfriend and him marrying the producer. I ain't even got to watch the show to know that, you know, even though we ain't, you know, people feel the way that they feel about Destiny, something about that lady, just when I see her in the little clips on the blogs, the producer lady, some ain't right. Some ain't right about her. But listen, I'm not reviewing the show, so it ain't none of my business. And I feel real good about that. Maurice, I'm going to need you to pull up your slip, baby. Your slip is hanging. Okay, get that shit together. You too big, too grown. Let's do better. And I got another arrest for y'all. Okay, y'all know Sean Kingston. They told us a long time ago that Sean Kingston was out here scamming the people and getting jewelry and all of that. Okay, I couldn't understand even back then. I remember talking about it on top of the blogs, and you guys like, no, Roxanne, Sean Kingston, he's still the man out in wherever the fuck he's from. I think they say that he's Jamaican, but then or he's some sort of Caribbean, they're saying, but I've even heard people say that that's a lie. Okay, like Sean Kingston might be the biggest fraud out there. Anyway, we knew a long time ago that Sean Kingston was using his celebrity status, not necessarily having any money behind the celebrity status, but we knew who he was. I mean, fuck, he had that song Beautiful Girls. I can't even think of any other Sean Kingston songs right now. But they said that he was using his celebrity status to go to these jewelry places, get jewelry and all that, and then he wasn't paying the people. So we've been knowing that for a long time. Well, apparently they just recently had a raid on his home, wherever his home is. This was his rented home. This is not a home that he owns, but he owns this but he rents out this huge mansion because he's got to keep the appearances up, apparently. And after they did this raid, they went on and arrested his mama, child. I said, not the mama. Okay, y'all done arrested Miss Mama. Y'all done arrested Miss Kingston. I don't know if that's her last name, but why y'all... They saying that the mama was just as guilty and was in on all the schemes and the plotting and the frauding that Sean Kingston was doing. They said that she was in on it as well. And child, they say that he renting this house, that he's got $1 million in watches. That's his preference. You know, he love him a watch. You know, these niggas love him a watch, child. The more diamonds and bezels and shit, you know. So they say he's got that. And it's the same story again. Now, I don't know if this is all related to what we had heard some years ago, but it's the same story again. The people that are suing him now are saying that he's a fraud, you know, that he comes in there, he says that he's working with Justin Bieber, and that he, you know, is going to get whatever this is, that he's going to pay them on time or whatever, and they end up giving it to him because, okay, he's Sean Kingston. But I was just like, man, that fucking Sean Kingston, I don't even know what the motherfucker look like really anymore. Like, if I was able to see him walk right by my fucking car, I wouldn't even know that was him. Like, you know, he's not that well known. He didn't never seem like he was that well known, but maybe where he was, what is it, down in Miami? Maybe down there, you know, he was a bigger name. But honey, in California, in Los Angeles, hell, even in Atlanta at this point, I wouldn't know who the fuck Sean Kingston was unless somebody said, oh, look, that's Sean Kingston. I'd have been like, oh, okay. So, honey, he been out there scamming the people for some years, and they just keep on giving it to him. And what is it that we always say? Now, listen, we can't be mad at you. Gonna keep on giving him stuff and keep on believing what he says when the stories is documented and out there now. Like, you gonna keep on doing that. Who's the fool in this all together? Okay, now Sean Kingston was able to bail dear mama out, and he said that he's doing well. His mom is well, and you guys, they're gonna just let the lawyers handle this. But I was just like, I know a scammer when I see one, nigga. I know a scammer when I see one. And you was scamming the people out there. But listen, I can't be mad if they gonna keep on doing it. Okay, because honey, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you, or the other way around. Child, what is the songs that Sean Kingston had? I can't even think of. I mean, all I can think of is Beautiful Girls. And was that song with Justin Bieber? Is that what he is still using in today's day? This is 2024. When is the last time that you done seen Sean Kingston? I can only think of the video of him on a boat somewhere. Or did he get into a boat accident? And some shit and almost flew off the boat, ran into the side. Child, am I thinking, I can't even tell you. I just know that it don't make no sense that these people are still giving this man money. I mean, giving him luxury items. You know, they say that he has this huge ass sound system in his in his rented home. That's all this mega money. And again, the jewelry, child. Yeah, y'all gonna learn one day. All right, you guys, so next story up, Doja Cat. Doja Cat had the people in an uproar yesterday because I don't know what happened between her and her father, but she was pretty pissed at her father. And so she had posted on social media, you know, let me know if you need some more makeup, you know, because she will replace it for him because he's a bitch. And, you know, we had the people that came out and said, listen, you need to honor thy mother and father, you know, and the days will be long, you know, how the Bible quotes go. Of course, Doja Cat is not going to be challenged on the way that she feels, especially when it's something personal that somebody else is not, you know, privy to. They are not involved in her life in that way, you know, and people love to go against Doja Cat, which just infuriates her and makes her come even harder. And this time was no different. So, you know, after she had said that and the people were telling her that that wasn't right, you shouldn't be going, you know, you shouldn't be posting this, it's just your father, you only have one father, blop-de-blue. Then she doubled down on it and she was like, you know what, I'm gonna make my next project all about you so you can, like, you know, live the rest of your godforsaken life hearing it. Okay, I'm paraphrasing for you guys, but this is basically what she was saying. And again, the people were really upset. And what I'll say to that is this. Now, in the past, that I have been one of those people that are just like, you know what, you only have one mother, one father, you know, you need to love them, you guys should try to work out your differences and all that. But you know what, I am grown now and I know better. You know, when you know better, you do better, right? It is hard for some people who have had great or even decent relationships with their parents to understand when there is a situation where the parent and the child just really don't get along. There are some bullshit, fucked up, horrible parents out there, and it's time for everybody to realize that. Okay, yes, I love my parents dearly, but clearly Doja's relationship with her father is not the relationship that I've had with my father. All right, and so I can't be mad at her for going through whatever she's gone through as a child. I mean, it's clear that Doja has had a troubled past with her father at best. I know they say that he hasn't been around and that Doja really does have a lot of hangups behind it. And that is the reason why she moves the way that she does when it comes to her father. I know that there were chat room antics back when she was younger, and she would say shit. I've never seen the chats. I've only heard about it. But people have said that she said a lot of disparaging things about blackness and all that, and that's some of the reasons why she has hangups about who she is. I don't know for a fact if she does even have those hangups or not. I've always heard that. But all I'm saying is Doja should be allowed to feel how she feels about her father, because you know what, we have not been in that relationship in any kind of way. And I'm no longer going to say that everybody needs to honor thy mother and father. If you had a fucked up ass parent who treated you horribly, then you know what, you're allowed to feel the way you want to feel. Now, if you do want to make it amends, you know, and try to heal and maybe even try to get some sort of relationship with your parent as an adult, then you can do that as well. But I'm not going to hold people to the cross anymore and say that, because the fact of the matter is there are a lot of really bad parents out there. And we can't ignore that anymore. And really, parents who are terrible to their children like that, when your child doesn't even ask to be here, you know, then this is just payback. This is just payment for them. Now, Doja is a world-known celebrity, a world-known star and music artist, so of course she's going to use her platform and her stage to let everybody know that her father was the way that he was towards her. She doesn't even have to spell it out, and we can understand that, you know, for her to be going as hard as she has against her father, that it must have been really awful. It must have been really bad. And apparently the father just started trying to have some sort of relationship with her once she became a celebrity. So I'm sure that makes her even more upset. Okay, because when I didn't need you, now you want to come around. But when I needed you as my father, as the guardian that you're supposed to be, you know, somebody who, you know, your relationship with your father to me is important as a girl, as a young girl, growing girl. You know, you need to have that relationship with your father so that you can know how to interact with other males that are going to come in your life as you grow, you know. So he wasn't there during those formative years, you know, and he probably is the reason why Doja has some fucked up ways and ways of thinking. And even the fact that that black part, the father being black and all that, if that is indeed true, I mean, you can see why all that happens. So yeah, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. You know what? That's between her and that man. Okay, why are we even in it? Well, because she posted it on social media. You know, so clearly she wanted us to be in it. But I can't be mad at her, and I can't tell her that she needs to respect her father. If your father don't respect you, then you shouldn't respect them. And that goes for anybody. Okay? Now, I ain't saying you need to whoop the nigga ass or nothing like that. But you know, you can't let a motherfucker play in your face either. The more mature response would just be to not even worry about him and deal with him. But the reality is people are emotional and things happen that we don't know about, and then they act out. You know, some people prefer to do those kind of things in private, but other people don't. So I don't really have a problem with it. Some years ago, I probably would have said things differently. But you know what? Over the years and as I grow, I'm just like, yeah, Roxanne, everybody's parents are not like your parents. Like, you gotta realize that. I would like to know what people who have been in Doja's situation where you don't have a great relationship or even a good relationship with your parent, you know, how do you feel about those things? Because really, those are the people that I feel can speak on this. Okay, people who have also had troubled relationships with their parents, all right, and like I said, didn't have the platform that Doja had, you know, so Doja's able to blast her father at any time, and she's going to continue to do it. She's going to continue to do it. That girl ain't letting up, and the minute that you guys keep telling her not to do something, you know she's going to keep on doing it. So if that's what you guys want, maybe y'all need to get off that girl back. Okay, but yeah, no problem with it. Y'all let me know what you think about all that. And then in quickies, you guys, just a couple of things. Congratulations are in order, I suppose, to Jamal Bryant. He is the pastor here in Atlanta, Georgia. Actually in Lithonia, at New Birth Missionary Baptist Church, which is the church that Eddie Long was at, and all of the scandal that went on and controversy that went on there. Well, you guys know they brought Jamal Bryant here, and he has been the pastor ever since, whenever. It's been some years now. We found out that he is now engaged. He let his congregation know this past Sunday, which I think it was this past Sunday, that he is now engaged to fellow pastor Carrie Turner. Okay, apparently she is a pastor there at New Birth as well. And I guess these two have been dating quietly, or maybe the people that go to that church. I should ask one of the girls in my office because she goes to that church, or she used to anyway. I assume that the church goers here in Atlanta that go to that church already knew that these two were in a relationship. We just didn't know that as just the general population. But yes, he did let everybody know that he's engaged to her. He had her come up on to the pulpit, and she had her pretty girl, long braids. At first I was looking, I was like, girl, is that a weave? Like, girl, what is your hair all the way down to the back of your kneecaps? It's like, you was doing a lot, ain't you? But then they were braids, and I was like, okay, something about, I can see long braids, but when you have hair all the way back there, that's kind of like the whole length of, not the whole length, but like a rapper girl length when you start doing all this to the back of your knees and shit. Shaved on one side and then the braids on the other side. I think they were like goddess braids or whatever. But yeah, pretty lady, like I said. Some people are saying that she looks like Giselle. And I did go and look on social media to just really get a good look at her. No, she doesn't look like Giselle, but you can tell that Jamal Bryant probably has a type, okay? I wouldn't say that these two look alike, but in the same family, all right, of a woman that he prefers. But then again, he dated Tweet for a little while, and Tweet don't look like Giselle or this lady. So, I mean, maybe he just so happened to fall in love with another, lighter skinned woman. She's not as fair as Giselle, but anyway, child, it don't matter. Now, Giselle did congratulate them, people had to make a big deal about that. Oh, is Giselle, commenting on, I was just like, why are you guys, Giselle and Jamal was never together, and if you thought that, then honey, the joke was on you. But when they tried to say that he was dating her when she was on Real Housewives of Potomac that season, absolutely not. Okay, that was done for a storyline for Giselle. There's no chemistry between the two of them. They didn't even look like they liked each other like that anymore. The kids could barely swallow the idea of these two being back together. It was not happening. They're friends. He did her a solid. That shit blew up in their face, though, because Monique gave him hell about it. Okay, and I'm sure Jamal was like, nigga, I was trying to do you a damn favor. And how I get pulled into all this, okay, into the famed notebook that Monique brought out. But yeah, I never believed that they were even together then. They haven't been together since they broke up back, with all the scandal and shit that was going on when she was up there as his pastor's wife and all that. I don't think that they've gotten back together. So I never believed that anyway. So why wouldn't she be happy for him? Okay, like, damn kids is in fucking college now. Like, she can't be still holding the torch for damn Jamal, if she ever was. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Honey, Giselle is out there doing her just like Jamal has been doing him. So, no, but yeah, they are engaged. She did show off her ring. It looks beautiful from, the pictures that I was able to see. And these two, yeah, congratulations to the happy couple. Also, you guys, that song with Sexy Red and Drake, where Drake is singing, rapping over the BBL Drizzy. So you guys know that BBL Drizzy is that AI generator now that they're doing like all the old music sound with these rap songs. And some of them actually are really good. Like, I was just like, oh, okay, so that is a little bit of a bop. And you guys know that BBL Drizzy, BBL Drizzy, BBL. That shit lives rent free in my mind. Like, I that shit is always on continuous loop in my mind. I love the song. It's funny and catchy and all of that. And I thought it was clever that Drake put, listen, I'm not a Drake hater. Okay, I am a Kendrick Lamar lover. I'm not a Drake hater. I still like Drake. I think that he is smart because he knows how to flip things, use things to his advantage, even though it was supposed to kind of cut him out the game. That the fact that he was able to kind of laugh at himself and still put that on there and rap over it, it was just sort of like a aha. I love this going back and forth shit. Like, I love it. I'm still waiting on Kendrick to do something else. You know, Lil Birdie had said that the shit was getting too big and a lot of people was losing money, so they was wanting them both to kind of cool this shit out, you know, and I believe there probably is some truth to that. Okay, this is big money, big labels, big artists, you know, a lot of money being lost with all this now. People, you know, and people are still talking about that Kendrick and Drake beef. Child, every time I scroll on Threads, that's all I see is the people still talking about it. It's just sort of like, what is going on? People is that upset about it or that invested in this? I mean, it's fucking rap at the end of the day, you know? So I was just like, but so yeah, I did like the song. That Sexy Red album, when I was with Joe on Saturday, he played it for me and I was talking. Joe likes Sexy Red because he says that she's unapologetically ghetto. Like, that is who she is truly. And listening to that album, yes, it is. I can't stomach too much of Sexy Red. A song here and there is probably gonna be my speed for Sexy Red, but that girl is definitely out there. She's grinding. She is doing the work. I saw a video where somebody was saying that you should give her a Grammy because she is working hard, and I was like, well, that's not why you get Grammys. So I don't know if I would agree with that, but I can agree with the fact that Sexy Red is out there doing her fucking job. Okay, she is doing it. She is busy as fuck. She's everywhere. Even the white folk like her. You know, and I mean, we know what that probably is about, you know, but I ain't got time to get into that. But, yeah, Sexy Red is definitely busy. Definitely busy. That song is not bad either. That song is not bad, but that whole album, ooh. I'm talking about just ghetto, straight up ghetto. Just, what is it called? In Sexy We Trust? I think that's the name of the album. Have you guys heard it? What y'all think about it? And lastly, you guys, Tamar Braxton talking to Carlos King and talking about, you know, her being approached numerous times to go on Real Housewives of Atlanta. We've been hearing that for years now, that, you know, they did talk to Tamar, even back when she was with Vincent, I think, about going on the show. And at that time, you know, she was deep into her own Braxton family values. I think going back and forth whether or not they were going to bring the show back and all that. So she couldn't even really concentrate on being on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then now she says that she ain't going on Real Housewives of Atlanta because she ain't got time to put on a wig and argue back and forth about nothing with some women over a check. And I was just like, yet and still you put on a wig, argue back and forth with people on social media for absolutely fucking free. Okay, make it make sense, girl. At least you can make a check off of it. Because, child, the way you go back and forth on social media, but you know, then she always take the high road and be like, I ain't got time, my peace is important, all this, yet and still you drag us into your bullshit all the time. Okay, and then what's going on with her and old boy? Are they still together? Because then he posted something talking about poking the bear. I didn't even have the energy to go look and see. Okay, but I just know that when we first saw him, we thought he was a good-looking man. Now when I look at him, I see Adolf Hitler. Nigga, grow something. What's happening here? This little teeny tiny mustache, his hair is, he could stand to put a couple of frosted highlights or something, spike it up and do something different up here. Hell, I don't know, but are they still together? Because what was he talking about poking the bear? Is he talking about she be poking the bear? Is somebody else talking about her poking the bear? Is he trying to take up for his woman? Is he mad at his woman? Child, you can't never tell with these two. Girl, and no, she don't need to go on Real Housewives of Atlanta because they would eat Tamar up. They would eat her up. And I think that that's probably the main reason why. Because she knows that even though she can argue with the best of them, honey, it is a special place. It's special the way that them women on Real Housewives of Atlanta, the way that they eat and they shade and do all that. So maybe she don't want it. Maybe she don't want it with it. Okay? Because, child, yeah. Anyway, that's it. That's it. Let me get off this here camera and get on back to work. And damn air conditioning ain't working. It's hot as fuck up in there. I had to take me a little break just so I can get some cool. Every time we have a storm out here, the shit don't, the air in the office, it's too fucking hot in Georgia to be. It's too hot to be sitting up in the office. That's all windows and be hot. So yeah, I was like, I'm taking a break. All right, you guys, that is it. I'm going to get off of here. We do this every single week, Tuesday and Friday. So make sure that you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.